These are 11 cars that absolutely refuse to die, even after 200,000 miles, even after being neglected, even after being passed down through 3 different owners who didn't know what an oil change was. And here's what makes this interesting. All 11 of them can be found right now for under $5,000. If you're watching this video, chances are you're in a tough spot right now. Maybe your current car just threw a check engine light that's going to cost more than the car is worth to fix. Maybe you just landed your first job and need something reliable to get you there every day. Or maybe life just hit you with an unexpected curveball, and now you're staring at your savings account wondering how you're supposed to find reliable transportation with whatever's left. A lot of us have been there. And what makes it worse is that when you're broke, you can't afford to make a mistake. Buy the wrong car, and suddenly that $3,000 deal turns into a $5,000 nightmare when the transmission gives out 2 months later. Today, I'm not just giving you a list of cheap cars, because that wouldn't help anybody. What I'm giving you are the 11 vehicles that mechanics, reliability studies, and real-world owners have proven will actually survive the long haul. These cars cost almost 40% less to repair than average, and some of them have been documented reaching $300,000, $400,000, even over 415,000 miles on the original engine. We're counting down from number 11 to number 1, saving the absolute best for last. And I'm also going to tell you exactly which model years to buy and which ones to run away from. That's the information that can save you thousands of dollars and years of headaches. Let's get into it. Number 11, Ford Ranger. The only American vehicle on this list kicks us off, and there's a good reason it earned its spot here. What happens when a car company accidentally builds something that just won't quit is the Ford Ranger. And I say accidentally because Ford has plenty of vehicles that don't belong anywhere near a list like this. The Ranger turned out different somehow, with stories all over the internet of these trucks hitting 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles without major problems. The reason comes down to simplicity, because there's nothing fancy under the hood to break. No complicated electronics trying to outsmart themselves. No advanced transmission attempting to be smarter than it needs to be. Just a straightforward truck that does truck things and keeps doing them for decades. If you're shopping for Rangers, the 2001 through 2011 models with the 4.0-liter V6 represent your sweet spot, because that engine has proven itself over and over again. The 4-cylinder version feels a little underpowered on the highway, but here's the thing. It's even more reliable if you can live with a slower acceleration. Trucks usually cost more than sedans even on the used market, but if you hunt around, higher mileage Rangers sometimes sneak under that $5,000 mark. Number 10, Honda CR-V. Something surprised me when I was researching this video, and it has to do with repair costs. The Honda CR-V, a compact SUV, actually costs less to fix each year than most sedans on the road. We're talking around $400 annually on average, which is less than a Camry, less than an Accord, and kind of ridiculous when you think about it. This thing earned a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, and the second-generation models from 2005 to 2006 and 2008 to 2011 are the ones worth hunting down. One thing you absolutely have to check on any CR-V from 2002 to 2012 is whether the Takata airbag recall was completed. Millions of vehicles were affected by this massive safety recall, and it's not something you want to skip or forget about. Go to NHTSA.gov, punch in the VIN number, and make sure the work was done before you hand over any money. The 2002 model year came with 16 recalls, which is a lot for any vehicle, and 2007 to 2008 generated more complaints than the years around them. So stick with 2005, 2006, or 2009 through 2011 if you can find them. You might have to stretch a little past 5,000 for a clean CR-V, but they're out there at higher mileage, and these things handle high miles like champions do. Before we get to number 9, if you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It encourages us a lot to keep making these videos. Alright, let's keep going. Number 9, Hyundai Elantra. Some of you are probably thinking a Hyundai doesn't belong on a reliability list, and honestly, 10 or 15 years ago, you would have been right to be skeptical. Hyundai has completely transformed since then, and they're not the same company that was making throwaway cars in the 90s. The Elantra now carries a 4.0 out of 5 reliability rating with annual repair costs around $470, which is only about $30 more than what Honda owners pay. Here's why the Elantra makes sense specifically for people who are broke. Depreciation works in your favor. Toyota and Honda hold their value so well that even used ones cost a premium on the lot. There's basically a reliability tax built into every Civic and Corolla on the market that you're paying whether you realize it or not. Hyundai hasn't built that same reputation yet, so you can find an Elantra in the same condition as a comparable Civic for $500 to $1,000 less. The 2011 through 2015 models deserve your attention because they get excellent fuel economy around 32 to 33 miles per gallon combined, which is huge when you're watching every dollar that leaves your bank account. Number 8. Toyota Yaris. The Yaris won't impress anybody, and let me just get that out of the way right now. The interior feels basic, the acceleration takes its time, and the road noise gets loud on the highway. If you're trying to show off to anyone, look elsewhere, because this isn't the car for that. What the Yaris does offer is one of the most bulletproof options at this price point for getting from point A to point B for the next 200,000 miles without your car leaving you stranded on the side of the road. Almost nothing fancy exists in this car to break down on you because Toyota took their legendary reliability and put it in the cheapest, simplest package possible. That simplicity is exactly what you want when you're broke and can't afford surprise repair bills. The 2007 through 2011 first generation and the 2012 through 2014 models all make solid choices, and there really aren't any nightmare years to avoid here, which is rare for any car at this price. Number 7. Honda Fit. Engineers asking themselves how to fit the most useful space into the smallest possible car created the Honda Fit. The answer turned out to be something Honda calls the magic seat system, where the back seats fold in ways that let you haul stuff you'd never expect to fit in a car this small. People have fit furniture in these things, which sounds impossible until you see it happen. U.S. News gave the 2010 model a 9.3 out of 10 rating overall, and it earned that score through real-world performance. For model years, target 2008 and 2010 through 2013 because those have proven themselves over time. One year you need to avoid entirely is 2007, because Consumer Reports and owner complaint databases both flag that year with numerous issues. First model years of a generation often have problems as manufacturers work out the kinks, and the 2007 Fit proves that rule. Number 6. Pontiac Vibe. This is the one I was most excited to tell you about because almost nobody knows this information. The Pontiac Vibe might be the best-kept secret in the entire used car market, and the reason comes down to one simple fact that most buyers have never heard. The Pontiac Vibe is mechanically identical to the Toyota Matrix, sharing the same engine, same transmission, and same parts because it was built as a joint venture between GM and Toyota. Everything under the hood is pure Toyota Corolla engineering. When people see the Pontiac badge, they think GM, they think American, they think probably unreliable. And because Pontiac doesn't even exist anymore as a company, the brand carries zero recognition with younger buyers. Consumer Reports gave the 2007 Vibe a perfect 5.0 out of 5.0 owner satisfaction score. And one owner reported their odometer stopped counting at 299,999 kilometers because it ran out of digits to display. The car just kept going after that. Target the 2005 through 2007 and 2010 model years for the best results, but stay completely away from the 2003 model. That first year earned what one database calls a beware of the clunker rating with hundreds of complaints because first-year production problems hit it hard. The 2009 model had some oil consumption issues, and unlike Matrix owners, Vibe owners never got the recall fix because Pontiac was already shutting down by then. Number 5. Mazda 3. Another car that flies under the radar shows up here, but for completely different reasons than the Vibe. The Mazda 3 is actually fun to drive, and I mean genuinely enjoyable in a way most cars at this price aren't. The steering feels connected to the road, the handling stays sharp through corners, and it's the kind of car that makes you not hate your morning commute. Somehow Mazda managed to make it reliable too, because Consumer Reports gave the 2014 through 2018 models a perfect 5 out of 5 reliability rating. The second-generation cars from 2008 to 2013 are what you'll find under $5,000, and they make solid choices for budget buyers. The 2.5-liter engine gives you more power without sacrificing the durability you need at this price point. Here's the value play that most people miss, because Mazda doesn't carry the same brand recognition as Toyota or Honda. You can usually find a Mazda 3 priced $500 to $1,000 below an equivalent Civic or Corolla in similar condition. Same reliability numbers, lower purchase price, more enjoyable driving experience. Number 4, Honda Accord. More space than the Civic, more comfort on long drives, more room for passengers and cargo. That's what the Accord brings to the table. But it also comes with a warning that could save you thousands of dollars if you pay attention. The 1998 through 2005 Accords, especially the V6 models with automatic transmissions, suffered from widespread transmission failures that plagued owners for years. The 2003 model year stands out as the worst of the bunch, with over 2,000 complaints filed with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. If you're shopping for Accords, target 2006, 2007, 2011, or 2012, because these years have significantly fewer transmission complaints in the databases. Finding one with a manual transmission and the 4-cylinder engine gives you the most reliable configuration available. One more thing worth knowing. The 4-cylinder Accords use a timing chain that lasts the life of the engine with no scheduled replacement. If you're looking at a V6 with over 100,000 miles on it, verify that the timing belt work was done. When the seller can't prove it happened, assume it didn't, and factor that cost into whatever offer you make. Number 3, Toyota Camry. The Camry is the car your parents told you to buy. And here's the thing, they were right about that one. J.D. Power's Vehicle Dependability Study ranked it the highest-rated midsize car available. And its 10-year maintenance cost trails only the Corolla for affordability. Under $5,000 puts you in the 2002 through 2006 or 2007 through 2011 generations. And both are solid choices with a couple things to watch out for. The 2007 and 2008 4-cylinder models had some oil consumption issues reported by owners. And while it wasn't catastrophic for most people, it's worth knowing about before you buy. Here's the big one that catches people off guard. The 4-cylinder Camrys from 2002 onward use a timing chain, which is great because you never replace it. The V6 models from 2001 through 2006 require timing belt service every 60,000 miles though, and that's a $700 to $1,000 job that previous owners often skip because they don't want to pay for it. Always ask about timing belt service on V6 Camrys and ask to see the receipts. When they can't prove it was done, either walk away entirely or negotiate hard because you're about to inherit that cost whether you like it or not. Number 2, Honda Civic. The Honda Civic costs less to repair than any other car on the road, and that's not an exaggeration. A mechanic named Scotty Kilmer, who's been turning wrenches for over 50 years and has millions of YouTube subscribers watching his advice, put it this way. A Civic with 121,000 miles is barely broken in. That's not some wishful thinking either, because these cars are known to cruise past 200,000 miles like it's nothing special. Your target years are 2006 through 2008 and 2009 through 2011, and these generations get between 36 and 40 miles per gallon on the highway. That means you're saving money every single time you fill up the tank. Years to avoid are 2001, which had transmission failures that owners complained about for years. Some 2006 and 2007 ninth-generation cars developed cracked engine block issues that caused major problems. And the 2014 through 2018 models with CVT transmissions reported shuddering problems that annoyed owners. Get the right year though. And the Civic is about as close to a perfect budget car as you can find anywhere. Low repair costs, excellent fuel economy, and a reliability track record that speaks for itself across decades. Number 1, Toyota Corolla. The Toyota Corolla is the answer to the question, what's the safest possible car to buy when I can't afford to make a mistake? It ranks number 1 among compact cars in reliability studies. Its 10-year maintenance cost is the lowest of any vehicle tracked. And there's documentation of Corollas reaching over 415,000 miles with basic maintenance. The 2003 through 2008 and 2010 through 2012 model years offer the fewest complaints and best value. All of them use timing chains, so you never have to worry about that expensive timing belt service. The one year to be careful with is 2009, which had some oil consumption reports. And the 2014 through 2016 models introduced some CVT transmission hesitation issues that weren't in earlier generations. For $3,500 to $5,000, you can find a Corolla with over 100,000 miles that still has another 100,000 left in it. When experts are asked what car they'd recommend for someone on a tight budget, the Corolla comes up over and over again. There's a reason for that. You probably noticed something while watching this list, which is that it's almost entirely Japanese cars, with Toyota and Honda showing up again and again. Before I let you go, there are 2 scams you need to know about when shopping for cheap cars. First, odometer fraud. There are over 2 million vehicles on American roads right now with rolled back odometers. That number is growing every year. People buy cars at auction, roll back the miles, and flip them for profit. Warning signs include wear on the seats, steering wheel, and pedals that doesn't match the mileage shown. If a car supposedly has 80,000 miles, but the driver's seat is worn through to the foam, something doesn't add up. Always check the VIN against service records. And if you can have a mechanic check the ECU, which often stores the true mileage even after the odometer has been tampered with. Second, flood damage. After every hurricane, thousands of flooded cars get dried out, cleaned up, and shipped to other parts of the country where nobody's looking for water damage. Check under the seats and dashboard for rust on screws that shouldn't be rusty. Sniff for musty odors or heavy air freshener trying to cover them up. Look at the engine oil. If it's milky, that means water contamination, and you need to walk away immediately. Get a pre-purchase inspection before you buy anything because it costs around $100 to $200, and it's the smartest money you'll spend on any used car. Check the vehicle history through Carfax or AutoCheck. Verify any recall work was completed before you hand over your cash. And if something feels off about a deal, trust your gut and walk away because there are plenty of good cars out there waiting for you. Now tell me, what was your first broke car? The one that got you through when money was tight? I know a lot of you have stories, so drop them below. I'll see you in the next one.